grateful I'm not 56 and trying.
But you tried to say what you tried to say.
I'm looking right at you.
Now, I know you looking at me.
I ain't backing down. You better take your old ass and get somebody to love you.
Damn, Mo.
Now I'm looking right at y'all. Let me tell y'all what Shannon needs.
Let me
tell you what my baby needs. He need him an old fat gal who can bake good cakes, make some smothered turkey wings, who gonna rub his feet at the nighttime, okay, and gonna have a sip of his cognac to make him feel better about himself when he come home at night. That's what Shannon needs. You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl. This is your auntie talking to you.
Shannon said he do. I heard him in that. He said he do. I need y'all to come on in. Let me change this up right here. This is what we need to change. Mic check. Should be able to hear the difference in the sound quality. So please, I'm trying to find out where the camera at. Come on in here. Let's talk about this situation here with Uncle Shay. Uncle Shay has been let go from ESPN temporarily. Okay, according to reports, it's temporarily. Again, as you get in here, if you can hear me clearly before I get started and get going and all this other good stuff, please hit the like button just so I can know that you can hear me clearly. As we get in here and break down and talk about Uncle Shay, Uncle Shay, Shannon Sharpe. In that piece, that video I just played, that was from his interview with
I'm not 56 and trying.
She called him out right there in his face. Right there to your face. She said, I'm not 56 and trying. And you can see him get uncomfortable, like when he shifts in his seat. Like, I know this, but just.
I'm grateful I'm not 56 and trying.
But you tried to say what you tried to say.
I'm looking right at you.
I know you looking at me.
I ain't backing down. You better take your old ass and get somebody to love you.
Damn, Mo.
Now I'm looking right at you.
You gotta listen to this. This did not age well for him. This did not age well for Shannon Sharpe. All right, so let's get into this again. We are talking tonight about Shannon Sharpe. If you were over on the Culture Playbook, welcome. If you're on Welcome to Angels, the podcast, welcome. If you're on my Facebook page, welcome. Tonight we're going to talk about Shannon Sharpe and this whole thing. I was just running through that video that he did in the interview with Monique. You know, Shannon Sharpe, Club Shay had some of the most powerful podcasts this year. You know what I mean? In the last couple of years, actually. And for those that don't know, Shannon Sharpe, ex Denver Bronco, Hall of Fame tight end, you know, had a great career in the NFL, took that into the booth afterwards and you know, has parlayed his career. He had this running, excuse me, man. He had this running thing going on with Skip Bayless. What was the name of this show? Pardon the interruption, not pardon the interruption. First Take, and that show was highly successful, and then it ran its course, and Skip and Shannon, you know, fell out on air apparently, and Shannon Sharpe moved into the podcast space where you know, he was doing his thing, and it took off when he had this monumental interview with Cat Williams, and it took his whole podcast to another level. And from that, it's just like he was on a wave. You know, it was like nothing Shannon Sharpe did failed. You know, everything he did was, you know, everything he touched, like King Midas, everything he touched turned to gold. And, you know, everything seemed to be going good. And, you know, he was on the show with Stephen A. over to by request and all that good stuff. And then all of a sudden, you hear a few days ago that he was about to receive a $100 million deal, once his contract was up, and that, he was going to get ready to be moving into a different space. And then boom, all of a sudden, this lawsuit surfaced involving young lady right here who, he calls her Gabby, but in the lawsuit she's referred to as Jane Doe. And again, I'm just bringing you up to speed on what has transpired so far in this case. Again, we're gonna get into the details about some other stuff, but I'm just right now trying to catch those who really don't follow this to that degree. Just want to catch them up a little bit as we because I got some videos I want to play for you, and I got some things that I want to offer some of my opinion and all that other good stuff. But Shannon Sharpe has announced that he will temporarily step down, leave ESPN amid the $50 million sexual assault lawsuit in Nevada. He stated that he's stepping away to focus on family and to address the allegations, with plans to return by the NFL preseason. Okay, so maybe he steps away and goes and settles this lawsuit or whatever the case. But that's where we at right now with him as far as the ESPN, because that news broke today where he stepped away from ESPN. Everybody was expecting him to be fired. So, maybe they just termed it as him stepping down, but in reality, what they probably did was fire him. Some details of the lawsuit got very, very crazy. And once the lawsuit came out, then Shannon fired back with this.
Parent and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about, and I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys.
Don't know that was the smart for him to do right there, because there's a lot wrong with what he just said there. A lot. There's a lot wrong with what he just said, in my opinion. And I'm gonna break it down for you. Check it out.
Family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown.
All right, and this is before we knew that a settlement was offered. Okay. He tried to settle this case before it got to this point. And so he's terming it as a shakedown here.
I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe.
Oh man, now it's the race thing. Tony Busby targets black men. Tony Busby targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby also targeted Deshaun Foster. You were careful not to say that name. And so again, here's the alleged victim. Again, I don't know why these things don't go to the legal court, like regular court. I guess it's because it's about money. You get your money faster than getting it through the criminal process, I'm assuming. But he brought up Jay-Z, and his case and Jay-Z case is nothing like each other, okay? And then he said, this guy targets black men. Well, when Deshaun Foster was being charged, Shannon Sharp said that Deshaun Foster didn't care. He really didn't care about apologizing. He was just trying to protect his money. He also said this.
Did this. He allowed people to say that he did these things. And so it's hard to feel sympathy or empathy because he put himself in this situation. But
say it again, Shannon.
I feel himself, and he did this. He did this. He allowed people to say that he did these things. And so it's hard to feel sympathy or empathy because he put himself in this situation. But
and that was him in reference to Deshaun Foster. Now, don't get what I'm saying twisted. He was right in what he was saying. He was just hypocritical in what he was saying. Okay? He was absolutely right in what he was saying. Deshaun Foster did put himself in that situation. The same way Shannon Sharp put himself in this situation. But now it's the black man. Why weren't you talking about Tony Busby targeting black men then? You targeting white women. It's crazy how that happens all of a sudden. Now it's the racist Tony Busby. And I'm not saying that he's not, but I mean, you didn't give Deshaun Foster that same benefit of the doubt that he was under attack.
Release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and played into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. Look guilty and played into every stereotype you could possibly imagine.
All right, he said that Tony Busby is going to release a sex tape, 30 seconds of a sex tape that's going to play into every stereotype and try to make him look guilty. Shannon, what in the hell is on that tape? I think that's your next play. Just go ahead and tell us what's on the tape now. Don't let him, because they already released. They already really, and when I say they, pay attention. Pay attention to how this stuff is being dropped and where it's being dropped. But you say they were going to release a 30-second video. What are you doing on that video that's so bad? Because if it's worse than this,
up on you. Here's what it is.
What does that even mean?
Nothing, Gabby. You want to be a dick to me now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm going to choke the out of you.
all right, and let's be clear, like, he's not breaking the law by dating a 19-year-old. He's a piece of shit by dating a 19-year-old. And before we get into the whataboutisms, I feel the same way about Bill Belichick dating young girls like that. Because Shannon Sharp comes off to me to be the type of man who his daughter, if his daughter were dating a significantly older man, Shannon Sharp would have a problem with it. Shannon Sharp comes off to me as one of these dudes who try to date every girl in the community, but will cry and fight you if you try to date his sister. He just comes off as this type. He's a cornball, but let's let him.
Thank you.
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do.
That girl sounds high.
I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
She sounds high as hell. But hold on, let me play this in its entirety. Let me get some volume on it too.
Say you're just gonna like get mad at and you're just gonna hang up on me, so I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
what is that?
Again, this is a 56-year-old man talking to a 19-year-old kid. And again, don't kid yourself that this type of thing doesn't happen. Okay. But when we talk about stereotypes, here you look like the gorilla looking, Mighty Joe Young looking motherfucker with the little white girl with the But anyway, here's a conversation that the young lady released.
What does that even mean?
Nothing, Gabby. You want to be a dick to me now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm going to choke the out of you when I see you.
Shannon, and this came after he decided to put this out. Like he went on the offensive. He went on the offensive as if he hadn't just offered that girl what his lawyer said was tens of millions of dollars. And I heard a lawyer say, like, look, just because they settle sometimes, it's not always because they're guilty. It's a math problem. Whereas the lawyer may come to you and say, hey, listen, you're going to spend $10 million in defending this lawsuit, right? Then if you lose, you're going to have to pay the person whatever, that amount is. Like, there's no win-win situation in that. So it's best for people in that situation where the legal fees are going to go past what it's going to cost for you to defend yourself against this. It'll be cheap for you to just go ahead and settle with that person. Make them sign an NDA, don't have to admit guilt, blah, 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 blah. Well, in this situation, Shannon was in negotiation with this young lady for quite some time, trying to negotiate a deal, and I don't think he's going to recover from this type of stuff right here. The internet is brutal. But he was in negotiation with this young lady with, in fact, the lawyer that sold him out the other day. And when I say sold him out, to me, that lawyer should have never in a million years revealed the fact that they had made an offer to this young lady. Should have never did that. But that's what happened. And I don't think that he should have came out, because the day after the allegations dropped, the lawsuit dropped, Shannon released all of the text. And
That
even
video
in
should
this
actually
video
be
right here, you're
10
going to hear
minutes or
him
so.
say,
hey, Tony, instead of releasing your
you're going to
edit,
hear him
put the whole video.
refer to her. He's going to refer to her as from OnlyFans, like in a disparaging way. You like whores. What are you talking about? Sitting there looking crazy with that tight ass suit on.
Video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened.
Reading a script. Talk about he'll put the video out himself. You know what happened. What were you doing? Were y'all playing out a slave sex scene or something? He's talking about stereotypes and what were you doing, bro?
And you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during.
No, they're not trying to manipulate the media. They're not trying to manipulate the media. Dre Day, May Day, Shannon Sharp about to pay. That's what they're trying to do. Kill Bill, Chill Will, that girl trying to get 50 mil.
Today at her invitation. And now that appears to be a deliberate setup.
Again, and he's talking, you a cornball. You letting a 19-year-old child set you up. You in this mess because of a 19-year-old kid.
Thank you.
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
Unless that's AI, big dog. You guilty.
Say you're just gonna like get mad at and you're just gonna hang up on me, so I feel like.
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
What does that even mean?
Nothing, Gabby. You want to be a dick to me now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm going to choke the out of you when I see you.
They said Shannon Sharp said if you catch him with a black woman, he holding them for the police.
Y'all what Shannon need.
Let me live my
Let
life.
me tell you what my baby need. He need him an old fat gal.
Just playing the big, ignorant.
I'm grateful I'm not 56 and trying.
But you tried to say what you tried to say.
I'm looking right at you.
I know
I'm
you looking at me.
I ain't backing down. You better take your old ass and get somebody to love you.
Damn, Mo.
Now I'm looking right at y'all. Let me tell y'all what Shannon.
He's saying, let him live his life. Let him live his life. Again, Shannon Sharp was in. This is not the first incident of him being accused of choking somebody. There was a lawsuit filed by a woman identified as Ginger. No, that's another one. Previous allegations. A report from Front Office Sports revealed a past incident during Sharp's tenure at Fox Sports where he was accused of choking a female colleague. No lawsuit was filed in that case, and the matter was settled privately. So this ain't nothing new with this dude.
Shannon need.
Let me live my
Let me
life.
tell you.
He, like a big, let me live my life.
What my baby need. He need him an old fat gal who can bake good cakes, make some smothered turkey wings, who
No, he want him a young white girl who gonna hit him for $50 million.
gonna rub his feet at the nighttime, okay, and gonna have a sip of his cognac to make him feel better about himself when he come home at night. That's what Shannon need. You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl.
I do.
This is your auntie talking to you.
He said he do.
This is your auntie talking to you.
He said he do.
36-year-old girl.
I do.
This is your auntie talking to you.
He wasn't listening, Auntie. He was not listening.
That he put himself in. He did this. He did this. He allowed people to say that he did these things.
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
What be going through these dudes' mind? Like after, I mean, you high profile, all of this stuff is happening around you. I mean, you got Puffy locked up in the one man, in the one man Rico. You got that Jonathan Majors dude who was running from the white girl and lost all his movie roles. You got Bill Cosby just coming back home blind. Like what makes you get on the phone at 56 years old talking crazy like that to a 19-year-old child? A OnlyFans model. Now she's OnlyFans now. And what is it that's on that 30-second video, y'all? What could it be? I knew things was well, I was tracking and then I watched Jason Whitlock a lot. So I was already on to this right here. Way before it came down. Not that he predicted this specific thing, but this ain't a surprise. Okay, the whole choking the women out. And some people, you know, this may be a surprise to some people. You know what I mean? Because you've chose to make this type of person your idol and you want to worship them. And you want to worship these idols. But here he is about to get in a fight at a basketball game. I'm like, whoa, what the hell? You know, what in the hell is going on with Shannon Sharp? And this was during the same time when he leaked the alleged sex tape on. I mean, this whole thing could be the same. This whole thing could be a play. They could be playing all of us. This could be another move to move him to another position. That's the play. But I don't. If that's the play, I think they overplayed the hand a little bit too fast. But you know, I don't operate on that level with them. But when I heard Stephen A. come out and he was talking about when I talk to the bosses, and you know what I mean. And I mean that was crazy. That was crazy. Hall of Famer, Shannon, Sterling's younger brother. He out here trying to choke.
Gonna like get mad at, and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
what does that mean?
You want to be a dick to me now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm going to choke the out of you when I see you.
Given Shannon Sharp's HR file, and I know this is a personal whatever situation, but given I look at this conversation right here.
6 and trying.
What you trying to say? What you trying to say?
I'm looking right at you.
I know you looking at me.
I ain't backing down.
Shannon Sharp in that right there looks like like when you see a young person that's out doing something that they're not supposed to be doing, like selling drugs, right? And they're successful at it. They're good at it, making a lot of money. But you know that ultimately that's not going to work out for them. And here you are, you're telling them, you know, based on my experience, here's what I see, and, you know, I think you should do something else. That's what this conversation with Monique is like to me. It's like she's walking up on the young dope boy saying, hey, look, man, this ain't what it is. I know it seems all good and cool right now, but this is not what it is.
Go ass and get somebody to love you.
Damn, Mo.
Now I'm looking right at y'all. Let me tell y'all what Shannon needs.
Let me live my
Let
life.
me tell you what my
Let her lead her life. Let him live his life.
need him an old fat gal who can bake good cakes, make some smothered turkey wings, who gonna rub his feet at the nighttime, okay, and gonna have a sip of his cognac to make him feel better about himself when he come home at night. That's what Shannon needs. You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl.
And see, Mo picked up on that insecurity that he got going on. You know, that part where she said, make him feel better about himself. She picked up on that about him. You know, that's why he's running around in the gym, I guess, at 56, you know, ripped and, you know, walking around with orange bags. Internet is merciless. So don't know if this puts that $200 million, the $100 million contract in jeopardy. Don't know what this really means for Shannon Sharp. All I know now is that he said he temporarily stepped down from ESPN, and we'll just keep tracking this story and see where it goes. But just another cautionary tale of being led by your little head, not paying no attention, thinking that money insulates you from stupidity, and it doesn't. It only highlights the kind of fool that you are. Large.
I'm grateful I'm not 56 and trying.
What you trying to say? What you trying to say?
I'm looking right at you.
I know you looking at me.
I ain't backing down. You better take your old ass and get somebody to love you.
Damn, Mo.
Now I'm looking right at y'all. Let me tell y'all what Shannon needs.
Let me live my
Let
life.
me tell you what my baby needs. He need him an old fat gal who can bake good cakes, make some smothered turkey wings, who gonna rub his feet at the nighttime, okay, and gonna have a sip of his cognac to make him feel better about himself when he come home at night. That's what Shannon needs. You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl.
I do.
This is your auntie talking to you.